Welcome to Google Ads Unleashed, the podcast that helps you harness the power of Google Ads to increase sales for your online business. In an ever-changing Google Ads landscape, we uncover the latest strategies, techniques, and best practices for creating effective ad campaigns that deliver real results. And now your host, Jeremy Young.
Hello again, guys, and welcome to Google Ads Unleashed. I hope everyone is doing well. So this episode is going to be about one of the basics that might come up over and over again. And it's going to be a bit of a difficult one today because it is scorching in the UK at the moment. It is absolutely boiling. I'm in my office and it is absolutely sweltering. So hopefully we can fly through this one. So it'll be a swifty for you as well, guys. And like I said, we're going to be touching upon this over and over again. So it's absolutely fine if this is something that will repeat over and over. And this episode is about something that should be done before you start any Google Ads account and should be done on a regular basis in your in your calendar, whether you own an agency and are regularly doing this or whether you are a business owner and regularly doing this. And we are talking about keyword research. So first of all, what is keyword research? In the end, we want to obviously understand as advertisers what people are looking for in order to create the most relevant ad for our users, right? This is what Google Ads is all about, is to help Google to provide the most relevant search result to the user query and in turn get rewarded with lower click costs and winning a new customer at the same time, right? So the better we understand what people are actually looking for, the better we can optimize our campaigns towards what obviously people are searching for, right? So this is why it's really, really important to do keyword research and to do it actually regularly as well. Because it influences your ad relevance, it influences your quality score, and in the end, it influences your return on investment as well. Also, it helps you to develop new ideas, right? So you might understand, let's say you are a print-on-demand store. One of our clients is a print-on-demand store. We regularly do keyword research to understand for what type of products they could bring out, right? What type of new products, the personalized, whatever, they could bring out, what people are looking for, right? So that we can create a product and campaigns for that. We also understand, for instance, if they create new products, what people search to that, what might they search on Google to actually find this particular product so that we can optimize, for instance, the product titles for it, right? So we can do that. Then we can also understand what have people actually searched, right, that have produced sales. Can we do something with that, etc., etc. There are also seasonal trends, right? So people might be searching a little bit differently around Christmas, right, in order to sort of find your product. So the more you do that and the better you become at using keyword research tools and becoming better at it, the more success you're going to have on the channel. It's also important to note that there's not one way of doing it. I think everyone has the quite individual processes. I just want to sort of, in this episode, sort of highlight why it's really important, maybe give you a few ideas of what tools to use, how often to do it, etc., right? So let's start with how do we actually find keywords. So there are lots and lots of keyword tools out there like Ahrefs, SEMrush. They might be a little bit more SEO focused. I think most of you guys on this podcast here are beginners or maybe intermediates. And even this is the God's honest truth, I use Google Keyword Planner. You can go into your Google Ads account, head to Tools and Settings, to the Planning section, and simply use Google Keyword Planner. You can go in there, you can define the language that you want to sort of do the keyword research in. You can define the geographical area in which people, you want to understand what the search volume is. And you can type in up to 10 keywords to understand what sort of the search volume is, and you can literally use that information to build fantastic search campaigns to build fantastic titles for your products, and to, use that information to obviously build better campaigns. So it's absolutely fine to use Google Keyword Planner. I don't see any. Some people hate against it, I think, because it's free or because it's from Google itself or whatever. I think it's absolutely fab. Absolutely nothing to criticize against. So I use it all the time for everything. The only thing that I might want to be adding is that you want to maybe get yourself a Google Ads account with a little spend, because if your Google Ads account is brand new, it'll show you very little actual search volume, right? So if your Google Ads account is new and you do the keyword planning exercise, it will actually show, for instance, this keyword is sought maybe 1,000 to 10,000 times a month. That's not very helpful, right? So I don't know what the exact spend is off by heart, but you have to have a certain lifetime spend on the account so that you actually get all this information activated within your Google Ads account, right? So that you can literally see how often certain search terms are sought after, etc., etc. Okay. Then something that a lot of people don't actually highlight, forget about all the time next to Keyword Planner, which is, the go-to tool, is with a little bit more or seasoned Google Ads account, is to use the search term report. Simple as that, right? If you want to find a new keyword, use the search term report. Let's say you have 2 ad groups, right? In a search campaign now. And in the search campaign, you see over a historical amount of time that there is a certain phrase in one of the 2 ad groups that people tend to search over and over and over again, right? And which is converted. What you want to do is to use that information, right? Take that search term, make a separate ad group with these keywords, make a separate ad in that ad group with what you find in the search term, and again, you've provided a more relevant ad then for this search term, which has historically been converting well, and boom, you've improved your quality score, right? So it just use a search term report regularly. You can do this with your shopping campaigns as well, right? Which is why, for me, shopping campaigns are far from dead, right? They are a fantastic tool where you can actually see what people are looking for and what is actually triggering your shopping ads and what is actually selling and converting. And for me, that's a really, really interesting and important way, right, to understand what is actually converting and what we can include in our product titles, right? So, for instance, something that we found, a little anecdote for one of our print-on-demand clients, is that we brought out a new product, which is a personalized plush toy, and we realized that a lot of people actually gift this as a gift when someone for people, if someone gives birth, right? So they search for something like gifts for newborn mothers or gift for a newborn baby or something like that. Boom, we pop this after doing the search terms regularly and doing the keyword research. We understood that this is a core sort of thing that people are looking for, and we pop that into our titles. What happened? Impressions went through the roof, clicks went through the roof, conversion rate stayed the same. We scaled this product, bam, a lot more money, right? So this is sort of the highlight of doing this regularly. And again, we just used Keyword Planner, right? We found the search term, popped how much this is actually sought after in Germany in the keyword research tool in Google Keyword Planner. Boom, we found what people look for, pop that into the titles, done, right? And it's not rocket science really, but you have to use the tools at your disposal. So something that you want to be then looking at, of course, as well, is this is probably more for brand new Google Ads accounts. So if you have very low budget, is maybe to have a look at what those keywords might cost, right? What is the forecast search volume? What's the competition on those keywords? To be honest with you, the CPC is probably important, sort of to give you a rough estimate of what it's going to be probably costing to make a business case for, this new Google Ads account or not. But the reality of the situation is it doesn't matter, right? Don't worry about if it's a high competitive keyword. Don't worry about what's the opportunities there. People overthink the process completely, right? It is totally irrelevant. I know this is a controversial opinion, but just in practicality, I've proven over and over again that if you've got a good product and service that you want to advertise, it doesn't matter how competitive the landscape or the keyword is, because you can always make it work, right, with the right bidding strategy. And if, like I said, if your product's not crap or your service isn't crap. So don't worry about all of these metrics. What's more important is how often this is sought after. As a rule of thumb, I would say at least 30 to 50 searches a month are important, so that you can actually justify making an own ad group or put it in as a separate keyword. This is just a rule of thumb, right? Because I've noticed in the past, if you use keywords which are maybe only sought after 10, 20 times a month, then sometimes they might not serve, right? And it's just additional work, which is not very useful. So yeah, so don't worry about that too much. I think search volume is the most important, which you can see in the keyword planner. And then something which a lot of people overlook when they actually start building a Google Ads account and actually doing keyword research is that you don't only want to find out what keywords you should target, you want to actually find out what keywords you don't want to target. So in the last episode, I very briefly talked about negative keyword lists, right? And the importance for a structurally sound Google Ads account. Well, you don't find negative keywords only by doing weekly, negative keywords, or twice a week, just looking through the search terms and excluding everything that's nonsense or which is producing unnecessary spend without selling. You want to preempt all of this through your keyword research, right? Like if you are building a brand new Google Ads account and you're researching keywords, man, you're going to be having a list. You should be coming out with a list of 50 to 100 negative keywords, right? Do that straight away, because you will see what trends people are searching for and what you should be excluding from the start, right? You can save money. You can hit the ground running. Do that straight away. So many people are too fucking lazy. I think that's the only reason, right? They don't do it from the start. So do negative keyword research as well. What do people search for in your field that's important to your product or to your service that is not important for your service? Example, we've built a Google Ads account just today, right? We've done it today, which we are doing via partner agency, so I can't really say who they are, or I can't say the brand name, but basically it's a piece of software that helps therapists of sorts to organize their practice, right? But the thing is, when doing the keyword research, we understood that a lot of people search, for instance, for any type of discipline in that field. Let's say, for instance, ENT software, or they looked after pediatrician software, etc. So what we found, we just made a massive list of all of those professions that it's not for, popped it into the negative keyword list, and we've preempted all of those searches straight away. Saved hundreds, if not thousands of pounds in just one go, right? So that's why it's important to do negative keyword research as well. Then, like I said before, you will want to do this quite regularly, right? So I'd say probably once a month or once every 3 months, because you want to be understanding trends. Searches change over time. People start searching for a lot of things. Going back to the example that I mentioned before, the print on demand store, right? They constantly find new products. We're also understanding, for instance, now that in order to scale that account, we also had to start not only looking for personalized personalize this, and build products for that search demand. But we also understood we have to start doing it for occasions, right? Because we've started a lot of trends emerging for people searching for specific occasions. Gifts for funny gifts for retirement, right? Or gift for 50th, 60th, 70th birthday, etc., etc., etc. All very relatively straightforward, but without doing the research, we wouldn't be able to adapt and evolve, right? So this is sort of stuff that you want to be doing all the time, really. What are some common mistakes to avoid when doing all of this is, first of all, not doing it at all. That's one thing. Not doing the negative keyword research as well. That's a huge thing. I think overthinking it is a massive thing. People are like paralyzed about all of the possibilities there are. I think what's a lot more important is to do it regularly and get a feeling for it, and just build your seed campaigns and then work from there. A lot of people get paralyzed by overthinking and wanting to find out the exact search volume and what is the best setup from the start, and are really afraid to make a mistake. You are paralyzed by your inaction to make a decision, right? So just make a decision, build the accounts, optimize those titles, and just get those campaigns built, right? So just get it done. Google is an evolving, breathing organism, right? So you have to somewhere start and then just build from there. If you're going to make a mistake, you're going to make a mistake. So what? Pause at the keyword, change the titles, whatever. So this is something that, and also a mistake that a lot of people do is to just do it once at the start and never look at it again. Do it maybe once a month, once a quarter. Just spend 15 minutes searching wildly into every direction. Has anything changed in the market? Are there things that we maybe should consider? Are there products, services that we are not offering that people have started to look for, which we should be offering? And so on, and so on, and so on. Right. It's also important to do this to cover, for instance, periods like now in summer. Little fun fact, for instance, we've got one brand, they sell furniture. In Q1, we already did research. What do people search for in summer in terms of furniture, so that we can actually make furniture specific for that time of the year, so that we keep demand up and obviously keep sales up and compensate for the summer period. And we came up with outdoor furniture, right? That's what people search for. That's what people buy. So that's what they did. And hooray, we were able to sell loads, right? This and vice versa, right? We have one client, they sell a particular item that's only available or that's only really usable in summer for the garden. So what do? We actually make a product that is also usable in winter, okay? And we just have to look for what people search for and then satisfy that search demand. If you need help doing keyword research, if you need help how to implement this for your brand, if you found any of this useful, any feedback is appreciated. Simply reach out to me on LinkedIn, reach out to me via my website, or send me an email, or send me, a dove or whatever you want, smoke signal. I'm very happy about any form of feedback. And if this has helped you, give us a little review, and I thank you very much for listening. And I'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you for listening to Google Ads Unleashed. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. If you found value in today's podcast, please share it with others and leave a rating and a review. For more information or to connect with Jeremy, check him out online at www.younganddigital.marketing. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.